Hello, and welcome to CSU News. I'm Sharifa Jackson.
And I'm Courtney Napier.
This week, Columbus State University saw the grand opening of the Grab and Go Pod, located just outside Stanley Hall. Right before their opening, CSU News had a chance to speak with some of the students involved in the CSU chapter of Enactus, the international nonprofit who were in charge of this project.
Good afternoon, Cougars. I'm Kaniqua Brown, and I'm standing here with Brandy Phillips, a member of Enactus. So, Brandy, what is Enactus and what is their motto?
Enactus is a community service organization. We perform community service on campus and in the community. And our motto is what it stands for. It's spelled ENACTUS. The EN stands for entrepreneur, the ACT stands for action, and the US stands for us, as in us people doing community service together.
And what is your leadership role in Enactus?
I'm the vice president of membership for Enactus. I basically recruit people and try to get people to join our club.
Okay, so tell me about the grand opening that's going to be here, the new store that we're going to have here on campus.
Well, myself and the rest of the executive board team, we've been planning this since last summer, of opening like a restaurant or like a little snack bar down here in the Science, the North Stanley hallway. And we figured that we would try to put something back here because it's so isolated over here. And we're starting from the bottom, like Drake said. We're gonna have like a little cart with snacks and food on it. And as of right now, it's not accepting food cash, but of course we have to start our way with real cash. And then eventually, hopefully, it'll be like the pod, and we can accept food cash if it all works out.
Okay, and how do you think students will react to having to pay with real cash?
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a student that pays for real cash, and they will pay for it if they will have to. Especially when we over here, all the way on the other side of the bridge. You know, unless they're really, really like want a big meal, of course they walk over there. But want something just to snack on until then, something to hold you for the next class, and I believe they'll pay for it.
And what other projects does Enactus partake in?
Other projects we have is called Ready for the World. They go to Girls Inc. and they train them and teach them how to respect themselves and respect others because of how this generation is growing up to be selfish. So we try to step into their lives and try to teach them how to be very respectful of each other.
Okay, and last question. How do you plan to get students more involved in Enactus? Because it's a very small organization. So how do you get people to become members and go to the events that are taking place?
The key thing is promote. I tried to with the Saber, and you're doing a good job with CSU News, but I guess I have to go to social media and promote more of that as well. But eventually people will find more about us, especially with this Grab and Go project. Hopefully they'll hear the name more, they'll understand what the name is and what we do. So hopefully after a while, we'll start to get the wheels rolling for Enactus.
Thank you, Brandy, for doing this interview. I'm Kaniqua Brown, and now back to you guys at the studio.
Welcome back, Cougars. With homecoming week now behind us, student life has been busy with a week-long event starting in March. I have here with me Dricia, who's going to tell me more about Greek life.
Hello all, I am the graduate advisor for Greek Life here at CSU, and we have two big events this week. We have our Greek Life Bake Sale, which is a fundraiser for our annual Greek Week that we have during our spring semester. Our first bake sale will be February 26th, which is Wednesday from 11 to 3, and our second one will be February 27th on Thursday from 11 to 3 as well. The Wednesday bake sale will be at the Clock Tower. If it rains, it will be at the patio outside of the cafeteria. And the Thursday bake sale will be in the area by the cafeteria, kind of in the area by Subway and Chick-fil-A. And so we would like to see you there. We're going to have amazing desserts from our 16 Greek organizations, and we'll also have a chance for students and faculty as well as community members to win full desserts, item baskets by 3 to 4 of our Greek organizations, and giveaways from community organizations. And like I said, this is our fundraiser for Greek Week, which is March 29th through April 4th of this semester. Every Greek Week is a little bit different, but overall it's It's a week where the organizations can get into pairs or teams and they collaborate, and there's a lot of competition. So at the end of the week, there's a winner for Greek Week. This year we are collaborating with, we're doing a group community service project on March 29th. Not quite sure what that's going to be yet, but it's going to be youth oriented, and we'll also be doing a fundraiser for whatever that organization will be. We are also collaborating with AAMI here for a barbecue, as well as Student Activities Council for a movie event. So stay updated for our Greek Week. It's going to be very exciting.
Sounds exciting. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have your sports and weather for you. Welcome back, Cougars. Harry Shaquille with a look at your weather.
Hello, Cougars. I'm Shaquille Brown, CSU News, and this is our weather for the week. On Monday, February the 24th, there will be a high of 70 with a low of 46, mostly sunny with 0% chance of rain. On Tuesday, February the 25th, there will be a high of 72 with a low of 46, partly cloudy with a 20% chance of rain. On Wednesday, February the 26th, there will be a high of 51 with a low of 25, expected showers, 70% chance of rain. On Thursday, February the 27th, there will be a high of 55 and a low of 27, sunny with a 10% chance of rain. On Friday, February the 28th, there will be a high of 60 with a low of 41, partly cloudy with a 10% chance of rain. On Saturday, March 1st, there will be a high of 60 and a low of 40, showers with a 30% chance of rain. And on Sunday, March 2nd, there will be a high of 66 and a low of 46, partly cloudy with a 10% chance of rain. And girls, just because it's 70 degrees outside does not mean that we all can wear shorts. Y'all have a good one. Back to you guys.
And now, here is Stephen Williams with sports.
With your CSU Sports, I'm Stephen Williams. It was a full slate of weekend action for Columbus State Athletics, and it starts with basketball. Thanks to some of the snow that we had and some of the rain we had in the area and across the state of Georgia, Thursday night's basketball games at Georgia Regents University over East of here in Augusta were postponed to Sunday, so it set up back-to-back days with doubleheaders for the men's and women's basketball team. On Saturday, the Cougars and Lady Cougars went up to the road to Milledgeville, Georgia, where they spoiled homecoming for the Georgia College Bobcats in front of over 3,500 fans up there at Georgia College. The Lady Cougars picked up their second consecutive victory over Georgia College as they dominated the Bobcats from the beginning of the game to the end, picking up a 65-54 victory for them on the road. And then the men, down at halftime, down double digits in the second half, came from behind, stormed back, and made it a clean sweep for Columbus State on Georgia College's homecoming on Saturday, picking up a 69-65 win to get the sweep of the doubleheader for CSU. Now on Sunday, they took off. They went down to Augusta, Georgia to take on Georgia Regents University. And for the women, it was a thrilling one, back and forth. They trailed for most of it, in foul trouble a lot of the time. And thanks to a couple of mishaps down the end, they tied the ball game up at the end of regulation, went to overtime where they pitched a shutout. 13-0 the score for CSU in overtime as they ended up winning 75-62 over the Jaguars of GRU Augusta in the opening game of that doubleheader. The women's basketball team now 16-5 overall in the season as they continue their fantastic run through this 2013-2014 season. Second half of the doubleheader, one of the best teams in the country in Georgia Regents, Augusta, and CSU had them down for most of it. They were up at halftime, up double digits in the second half, but late in the second half, one of the better teams in the country did what a great team is supposed to do. They started playing great basketball, and they came all the way back, scored with 10 seconds to go to put them ahead by 2, and CSU missed its final 2 opportunities at the basket as time expired, as the Cougars fell 74-72 and fell to 12-10 overall this season. But they're still in position to be back here for the Peach Belt Conference Tournament, which is just a couple of weeks away as the regular season for men's and women's basketball is starting to wind to a close. Baseball had their home opening conference series this weekend as UNC Pembroke came to town for the first 3 Peach Belt Conference games of the year. That was the 23rd ranked Braves that walked in here in the preseason poll, a team that had a ton of its offense coming back and was picked to be one of the top inside the PBC. It didn't start all that well on Saturday for CSU. The opening game of the doubleheader, CSU had the lead late in the game, but it was several runs down the stretch. 4 in the 7th for the Braves, 2 more in the 8th, and CSU's comeback came up 2 runs short as they lost 9-7 in a high-scoring first game of Saturday's doubleheader. Second game was a different story, though, as they were in a neck-and-neck pitchers duel. CSU took an early 1-0 lead. UNC Pembroke came back, scored a couple of runs to lead 2-1. In the 8th inning, it was Dustin Averett who singled home one of the Cougars to make it a 2-2 ball game. And in the 10th, with Jackson Oliver on second, it was Mike McClellan who singled up the middle in a pinch hit appearance that scored Oliver from second to give CSU the walk-off victory, 3-2 in 10 innings in an exciting finish to Saturday's second game. Rubber game of the 3-game series came your way on Sunday from Ragsdale Field, and it was again the Cougars coming out on top as they picked up a 4-1 victory in a very good, strong ball game for them. Solid offensive showing, great pitching performance throughout, and they took 2 out of 3 from the 23rd ranked Braves of UNC Pembroke, and it makes it 10 consecutive home conference series that the Cougars have won there at Ragsdale Field. Teams don't just walk in to Columbus and knock off this baseball team that Greg Appleton has rolling here for Columbus State University. So they're off to a 2-1 start in Peach Belt Conference play. Action across the board all week long here for Columbus State University athletics, and it kicks off on Tuesday. Tuesday, softball will travel to Albany, Georgia to take on Albany State in games that were supposed to be played last Wednesday, but due to the rain we had in town, they didn't make the trip down there. So they'll head down there on Tuesday, where they'll play at 1 and 3 o'clock against the Golden Rams of Albany State. Also on Tuesday, baseball in action right here on campus. Ragsdale Field, 4 o'clock. Clark Atlanta comes to town for a midweek showdown with the Cougar baseball team, a game that was supposed to be played last week as well, but rain pushed it to Tuesday afternoon, 4 p.m. from Ragsdale Field. On Wednesday, basketball hits the road. They're in Montevallo, Alabama. They'll head 3 hours west to take on the Falcons. It should be a very, very good men's team that they'll see down there, the 9th-ranked team in the country, awaiting the Cougar men, and a women's game in which the Lady Cougars have a chance to pick up a 3rd consecutive road victory in a 5-day stretch. So a big opportunity for Jonathan Norton's group as they head over there. Those games played on Central Time will be an hour later than they normally would be. So 6:30 and 8:30 local time here in Columbus for the tips there from Montevallo. Also Wednesday, baseball will hit the road as they'll play back-to-back days. Wednesday, though, they head to Valdosta, Georgia to take on a very good Valdosta State program down there, the Blazers out of the Gulf South Conference. A 5 o'clock first pitch from Valdosta. And then the weekend chock full of games in Columbus State athletics. Friday through Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the softball team will be in Charlotte, North Carolina, where they will participate in the Shaw University Tournament. 5 games for them over the 3 days as they try to continue to up their record and what has already been a good start to the season for them. Baseball is on the road for another conference series. They'll take on Georgia Regents University Augusta over in Augusta, Georgia. Friday and Saturday, the 3 games for them, 1 on Friday, doubleheader on Saturday. Men's and women's tennis, home all weekend. If you like tennis, head on out to the Mary Blackman Tennis Center here on campus, where CSU has 2 very, very, very good men's and women's tennis teams. They play Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 3 of those on their home court here on campus. And finally, the big event of the weekend. That one comes your way on Saturday. Basketball, Young Harris in the Lumpkin Center, and it is homecoming here on the Columbus State campus. There will be activities throughout the week, starting on Monday and carrying all the way through into Saturday's basketball games. And on Saturday, there will be a tailgate that starts on campus in one of the parking lots. Prior to tip-off, 1:30 and 3:30, they'll tip from the Lumpkin Center as they get set for the final home games of the regular season of the 2013-2014 season. 1:30 and 3:30 for the tip-offs there. They'll recognize the homecoming court. They'll introduce you again to Miss CSU winner, and they'll also have senior festivities as it's senior night for those Cougar and Lady Cougar student athletes who are in their final game as a home athlete in men's and women's basketball. Chock full of activities for you all week, Monday through Saturday. Anything you want, all kinds of stuff across campus. We look forward to seeing you out at all the events, and until next week with your CSU Sports, I'm Stephen Williams.
That's it for CSU News. Have a wonderful week and an even better spring break, Cougars. My name is Sharifa Jackson.
And I'm Courtney Napier. Here's a look at your calendar for the week.